So MyPlace is essential in our community because we have children that are both in the foster care system, that are in it currently, and also what we call aging out of the system, which means they're transitioning from foster care into adulthood. And both of those groups are in need of independent living skills, in need of shelter, opportunities to stay in their community, to gain skills that are going to make them independent in the future and to have successful outcomes down the road. We have some difficulties finding safe, stable placements for children who are in their teen years sometimes, and that are aging out of the foster care system, to find suitable, safe, healthy placements for these youth to be successful.
So in working with the Department of Health and Human Services, we came to understand that they can help a family determine if a child can be safe and secure in that home. But if the child isn't, then they really have to turn to our community to look for placement for that child, whether that's in foster or whether that's in independent living. That's the gap that we felt compelled to step into, and we feel like as a community we can do better. So they're the most impacted youth in our community. They're the ones with the least amount of support. They're the ones that human traffickers target because of the trauma in their background and their ability to manipulate them. And so we want to target those same youth, but we want to target them to love them, to support them.
We're setting them up to succeed. We're setting them up to be successful adults in the future, and to know that they have value and worth, and we want them to also invest back into the Jackson community. They know that we're here to support them, and they know that the resources will exist for them, not just right now, but also in the future.
So we were really looking for this work, this place where God's will for our group and our gifting and talents and the community's need came together. And it became very clear very early on that the message was that our vulnerable youth in Jackson needed more support.
So as a youth, I was homeless as a young person at 16, and I've grown up in Jackson my whole life, lived here, and have always had a lot of hope about what's possible. I was part of the system for a time, and worked really hard to avoid getting caught up into it, and wanted my independence really young. So there was no place for someone like me to go at 16 or 17 years old in that circumstance. So a place like MyPlace to go where I could live independently but also have the support that I needed would have been such a blessing. But having also gone through that, what I see is the possibility in all of this. So I see places like Andy's Angels and MyPlace, and now because of some of my experiences and other ladies that I've been blessed to come to intersect. One of the things that always stuck with me when I was growing up in these circumstances was Jackson was known as Prison City. And what an oppressive title or a thing to be known for. And I thought, I want to do my part to change that. My hope is we become known as Freedom City or Healing City, and that we create this community and partnerships together to make that happen. It's very important.
We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without the partnerships, and we certainly wouldn't be successful going forward without the partnerships. The Interfaith Shelter, of course, supplying the house, which has been amazing, and their board has been so supportive and helpful. Then Habitat for Humanity has supplied all kinds of paint and building materials for us that they had. And then, of course, SOAR. Michelle's helped us in terms of walking through what we should expect and things to prepare for. It's endless. And there's all kinds of possibilities that I'm not even aware of yet, but hopefully I'll figure it out.
I believe that a home is the people that you're surrounded by. A home is a strong foundation, a foundation of support and care and love. And I think that this is something that they're meant to receive. Any person is meant to receive that. And so why not give them an opportunity to be able to do that? Tammy's doing an amazing job at that.
Well, equity is important in every aspect of an individual's life, but specifically with our kids. And not every child is the same and requires the same needs and interventions and support systems. So to be able to tailor what is needed for each child in this community and to walk alongside them to do that is going to help them be successful in the long run. And also, we know in child welfare and the work we've done over many years that it is one person, one support service, one intervention that can completely change the trajectory for a child from the wrong path to the right path, to poor outcomes to good outcomes. It doesn't take much. It takes a place like MyPlace to just start and then help them finish successfully. And walking alongside them is what we want to do, and what this agency is committed to doing, what MyPlace is committed to doing.
How can you not want to help out? How can you not want to make sure that kids can be the most that they can be as they grow and learn? I mean, it's just part, again, of being part of a community and caring about others. Jackson has so many awesome things going on. There are all kinds of people and places and organizations that just want to better the community and better individuals and better the environment. And I just see it improving and improving all the time. You see it in terms of the downtown area. You see it in some of the renovations that are going on. You see it in the new organizations like MyPlace and SOAR that are springing up. It would be great if Jackson just came to be known as that community that was forward thinking and just had a heart for people and for possibilities, and I think that's what Jackson's becoming.
My hope is that the Jackson community wraps around MyPlace, helps support MyPlace, because the children that live here are going to stay here, and they're going to be productive here, and they're going to build their own families here, and it will be the community's intervention with MyPlace that helps them do that. To maintain that sense of community from those that live here and provide that for our kids that need it so desperately is not only an obligation but a calling, and I put that out to the Jackson community to rise to the challenge, ask them to wrap around MyPlace and help us do this and do what's right for our kids.